Okay, we will begin recording now. And again, my name is Savannah Haverfield, and I'm the Community Relations Representative here at University House Issaquah. And I work with many different families and individuals such as yourselves, and my job is really to help you sort through all the different information about communities and help you make the best decision for your unique situation. And today we're going to be talking about University House Issaquah, who we're partnered with, and what our community can offer. And then we'll also get a chance to talk about how things have changed within our community due to COVID and address some of the frequently asked questions that we receive. And at the very end, as I mentioned, there will be an opportunity to go over any more questions that may come up throughout the presentation. All right, so to begin, Eli and Rebecca Almo are our founders, and you can see them in the bottom left, and they are our owners as well. And their mission is to respect and honor older adults by enhancing the quality of their lives. And they really hold this true to Era Living and all 8 of the sister communities. And they started Era Living actually back in 1987. And in 2002, we here at University House Issaquah were built. And at our community, we offer independent living as well as assisted living. And we have individual apartment homes for each of our residents that are on a month-to-month rent. And how our assisted living works within our community is a little bit different. Here at Era Living, you do not have to move. So what that means is maybe 10 years down the line, if you start needing a little bit more help or maybe some assisted living services, we will actually bring the care to you so that you do not have to move out of your apartment home. And as I mentioned, we are on a month-to-month rent, and that includes a couple different things that we will discuss in this presentation besides just the apartment. And though we are on a month-to-month rent, we are not a buy-in, but we do have a $4,000 community fee, and that's just a one-time fee used to reserve your apartment. So you might be wondering how we got our name, and that's actually through our partnership with the University of Washington. And we've partnered with several different groups at the university, such as the Retirement Association, the School of Nursing, the School of Pharmacy, and the School of Social Work. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how these different partnerships play into the day-to-day activities and lives at our community. So with the partnership with the School of Social Work, we're able to provide many different supportive programs for our residents and their family members. The first is Almost Like Family. And this program really helps those residents who have some family that might live out of the area, might be gone away on a vacation, or just aren't available all the time. And what this program does is provide 24-hour on-call support, and someone is able to go with our resident to the doctor's appointment or even an emergency room situation, and can act as an advocate for that resident and keep the line of communication open between what's going on with the resident and able to tell the family members that aren't able to be there physically in person with them. And our on-site social worker provides many different supportive programs as well as counseling services. And so she'll work with the residents and their family members to fully understand their unique situation and provide guidance and support through the different areas that they're needing a little bit more support with. And our social worker actually provides many different supportive groups for our residents. A very popular one is the newcomers group. So for those residents that have recently joined us, this is a great group to talk about how to get acclimated to the community and just go over any questions they might have while being new to the community. She also provides a low vision support group, and she even provides caregiver support group for those that are caring for a loved one. And another program that we're able to offer due to our partnerships is called the Thrive program. And this is a very unique program in that it's evidence-driven, and it was created with the help of the School of Social Work as well as the School of Nursing at the university. And this program really focuses on creating a healthy mind, a healthy body, and a healthy spirit. And so as I was mentioning, that Thrive program, that actually drives a lot of our different activities within the community. And so our life enrichment provides over 200 activities each month, and some of those being Thrive programs, such as some of our exercise classes. Tai Chi is one of the new favorites of our residents. We also provide yoga, mindful relaxation and meditation. We also have University of Washington professors that will come and give lectures on various topics in our community. Another resident favorite is current events. We also have brain fitness and OSHA lectures every month as well. And one of the absolute biggest and one of our best events is our art galas. And so our art curator will change out the different artwork throughout our community 3 times a year. And then after that, we throw a big celebration and we invite the artists and their family and friends, and our residents get a chance to meet those artists that are displaying their beautiful work within our community. Some of the other amenities that we provide is weekly housekeeping and linen services. And I want to also mention that all those activities that I just went over are included in that monthly rent. And so is the housekeeping and linen services. We also have transportation that is available, and that's included in your monthly rent as well. And that transportation can be for the different group activities that we provide, and we can also do personal transportation and schedule personal transportation to doctor's appointments and maybe a visit to the dentist. So that's all included in that monthly rent. For those that might be bringing their car to the community, we also have parking. It's in an undercover gated garage, and the price for that is $85 a month for that designated spot, so you know exactly where you get to park each day. And then we also have additional storage in that garage as well, and we have 3 different sizes. So if you want to save some of your other items outside of your apartment, we do provide additional storage. And then one of the other amenities that's within our community is our wellness center. And this wellness center is located on our 1st floor, and it's open door policy. It's staffed 24 hours a day with certified nursing assistants, and we also have registered nurses on staff as well. And the wellness center is available for all of our residents if they want to come in and just chat with a nurse, or even if they just want to get their vitals taken because they're just feeling a little bit different that day, they can come in and do that. And this is also where our nurses and certified nursing assistants provide the different assisted living services. And so while they're staffed there, they can provide some of the services in the wellness center, but they also take those services to the individual apartments. Now we'll talk about dining, and this is definitely a favorite for a lot of our residents. We have a restaurant-style dining room, and with that, we have 1 meal a day that's included in the monthly rent. And our in-house chef really works alongside of our residents to customize the menu each week to really fit those that are living with us. And so he'll create 2 different lunch specials every day and 3 different dinner specials. And our residents are welcome to either order those specials, or we have what's called an anytime menu. And this anytime menu has everything from breakfast, lunch to dinner, and is available from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. So if you're like me and you like waffles for dinner, you can definitely order that and enjoy that for dinner. And those hours, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. are our dining hours. So you're welcome to come and go whenever you're feeling a little bit hungry. And now that we have our sunny weather coming in, our residents will soon get to enjoy some patio dining. So you can sit outside in the nature and enjoy your meals out there. We also have a private dining room. So if you have a birthday party, maybe an anniversary, or really just any special event in your life, you can reserve the private dining room, and it'll be available for you and your guests to enjoy. And now I want to talk a little bit more about the apartment homes themselves. And here at University House Issaquah, we have quite a variety of apartments. We actually have 44 different floor plans within our community, and that's everything from a studio all the way up to a 3-bedroom. And usually in a presentation like this, I would have a chance to show you around in person and take a tour of some of our available apartments. But right now, with all the restrictions in place, we're actually just going to take a look at some of the different floor plans and look at some of the amenities within the apartment homes. So as you can see here, this is our studio floor plan, and the prices for these start at about $3,500 a month. And if you're looking on the video, you can notice that this studio apartment comes with its own kitchen area as well as its own bathroom. And because it's a studio, it's a combined living and sleeping area, but we'll look at some other options that have separated bedrooms as well. So this is an example of a 1-bedroom, 1-bath that we have available. And some of the different features within this apartment can include a fireplace that is a gas fireplace. And some also have a washer and dryer in the unit as well. For those that do not have a washer and dryer in the apartment, we actually have a laundry room on each floor, and there's no coins or anything, so all you have to do is bring your soap. And the starting price for these is just about $3,900 a month. And now we're going to look at a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. And some of those amenities can also include a fireplace as well as a washer and dryer. And the starting prices for these is just about $5,500 a month. And now looking at one of our largest options in the community, where we have a handful of these, is a 3-bedroom apartment. And if you can see on your video that there's its own master bedroom and master bath, separate living and dining room areas, a little bit bigger of a kitchen in there as well. And some of these larger apartments do offer a deck, and that can have stunning views of the trees or the mountains. So there's quite a variety there. And the starting prices for these is just under $7,900 a month. And now I would like to take a moment to talk about how our community has been affected by COVID and some of the different changes we've seen in our day-to-day life. So here at the community, I know that I was mentioning about our beautiful dining room, and although our residents aren't able to enjoy it right now, what we've begun to do is do meal deliveries. And so our residents are still able to order those great specials from our in-house chef, but then our dining staff is putting together those meals, making sure they're still very warm, and then they take them up to the different apartment homes and hand deliver it to them so they can enjoy it in their home. Another thing that we've changed is our activities. Usually that 200 activity calendar a month is within large groups or small groups, and they're all in person. But right now, our life enrichment team has worked very, very hard to actually have those different activities still happen, but on an online platform. And so what they've done is they've broadcasted these different activities onto our in-house TV channel. And that can be enjoyed by our residents in their living room or their bedroom. And they're still able to do those different exercise classes. And we have TED Talks and different lectures. And so they're able to keep a sense of schedule and still keep very active. One of the new activities that we've really been focusing on during this time is our meditation and mindful relaxation. And so each night, actually at 9:30, we have bedtime mindful relaxation. And it's really helping to clear away the stress from the day due to COVID and everything else that's going on. Our life enrichment team has also been able to get different iPads, and they're working alongside with residents and their families. And what they're doing is they're scheduling different video calls or FaceTimes, and they're able to set that up on the iPad, hand deliver it to the apartment home of the resident, and the resident's able to connect with their family members and video chat for a while. And once they're done, our life enrichment team will pick that back up, disinfect it, and then be able to provide it for the next resident. And then we've also implemented different screenings within our community. And so this is for our staff members as well as some caregivers that are providing care for our residents. And so each morning when we come to work, we are asked a series of questions to make sure that there haven't been any changes to our health. And then we're also taking our temperature each day just to make sure and just be cautious so that we're limiting the risks of exposure in our community. And one of the other screening tools that we're using is we are doing wellness calls to each of our residents, and that's every day. And that's where we will ask them a set of questions just to see if they've noticed any changes in their health and to see how they're feeling for the day so that we can provide support that's necessary for what they're feeling. And as I mentioned, visitors are currently unallowed in our community. We're following the governor's orders. So hopefully we're able to start welcoming you back into our community sometime soon. And then throughout our community, we've really increased our disinfecting and our sanitizing. And that's for the different high-touch surface areas, but also for those packages. Our residents are able to still order a lot of their essential needs, but we are disinfecting all of those packages before we deliver them to their apartment homes. And that goes the same for groceries. We're helping make sure that those are sanitized, at least the bags. And then we are also sanitizing the elevators and just anywhere that we're really touching just to decrease the spread of germs and things like that. We've also been practicing very strict social distancing within our community and staying 6 feet apart. And we're asking all residents to do the same. So when they're going out for their essential walks or just to go get some sun outside, we are still asking them to social distance and keep 6 feet. We are also asking everyone to wear a mask while moving around the community. And that can be a cloth or a surgical mask, but we ask that there is a face covering just to protect everybody. And now I want to talk a little bit more about some frequently asked questions that we've been receiving. And the first one, it's very important, is it safe to move into a community right now? And the answer to that is yes. With all those different protocols in place that I have previously talked about, that's really limiting the risk of moving into a community right now. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to address a little bit of a difference between our community here at University House Issaquah and what the group we are being grouped into on the news is. And so a lot of the times we're hearing about nursing homes in the news, and unfortunately they have been heavily impacted by COVID. And I just hope that everybody stays safe and healthy over there. But I would like to address that our community is a little bit different and that we have individual apartment homes, so our residents are able to separate and have their own personal space and keep that sanitized and keep themselves healthy. And then we're also supporting our residents in many different ways to limit their risks, such as we'll do grocery store shopping for them so they don't have to leave the community. And then we're also doing essential shopping for them for those other items that they don't want to leave the community to get. The next question that I've heard quite a bit is, are we allowing move-ins? And that answer is also yes. We are accepting new move-ins. It is on a case-by-case basis. So if this is one of the questions that might be rattling around in your mind, I really encourage you to reach out to me. I'd love to understand your situation a little bit more, and then we can work together to figure out if a move-in is right during this time. And then one of the other questions we get is, when will visitors be allowed? And unfortunately, we don't have an exact date yet. We're really following the governor's orders that is restricting visitors within our community. So we aren't able to have visitors right now. But what I can say is, once we have no positive cases within our community, what we can start doing is outdoor visits. And these will be socially distanced at 6 feet, but this allows our residents to have some outside meetings with their family members and get to connect with them. And the fourth question is, are residents and staff being tested? And yes, we are proactively testing within our community. We had a first round of broad testing that was done back in May, and that was for all of our staff and residents. And then we actually just had a second round of testing this morning, and that was for all staff and residents. And this is really trying to be proactive so that we can understand what's going on in our community. Because as you may have heard, there are asymptomatic people with this virus, and they're not showing that they're sick. And so we want to have a good understanding of what's really going on in our community. And something else that we're doing with those tests is called contact tracing. And so once we did our testing in May, we did find out that we had a positive case within our community. And so what we did from there is we worked diligently to contact trace. And that is figuring out who had been in close contact or proximity with them within the last 2 weeks and getting them tested again, so that we make sure that we're limiting as many risks as we can. And another thing is that we're just not taking any risks. So like I said, with the wellness calls to our residents every day, once they have reported a symptom, we're acting very quickly, and we're not taking it lightly, so that we can get in front of anything that might be going on. And one of the last questions that I hear quite often is, what happens if there is a positive case in the community? And with us, we recently did have a positive case, but I can report to you today that they have recovered and are feeling better, which is wonderful, and we're so excited. But during that time when it was an active case, we had all those same protocols that I talked about, with meal deliveries, no in-person activities, and really limiting the outings from the community to just essential needs, such as walks, or if they do need to go to the grocery store. Another thing that we implemented is twice a day wellness calls. And so we were contacting our residents in the morning and in the afternoon just to see if there were any changes, so we could act very quickly if we noticed something was happening. But now that we don't have an active case, we're hoping that soon we can start easing up on some of our protocols and allowing residents to move a little bit more freely within our community, and go for outside visits with their family. So these were some of our frequently asked questions, but I'm sure that there might be more questions that you have after viewing this presentation, and that can be around COVID or just around our community in general. And so if you would like to, I would love to hear any of those questions that you might have in the chat feature. However, if you would like to talk to me personally and ask some more personal questions or in-depth questions, I have my email address as well as our phone number listed here. And I encourage you to reach out to me so we can chat a little bit more about your situation. But right now, I will go ahead and pull up the chat feature and see if there's any questions that you might have after this presentation. We'll just give it a few minutes for those that might be typing it in. And after this presentation is over, I will be sending you an email that will have a short survey, and we would love to hear about what worked during this presentation and what we could improve on, and just hear your overall thoughts of the presentation. And I will also be including these slides. So if I went a little bit too fast and you want to go back and look at some of those details, we'll include the slides for you there. So I haven't seen any questions in the chat yet. I'll just give it another minute or so. Okay, it doesn't look like anybody has any questions right now, but I know that it is pretty common that once you've had a chance to digest the different information, some questions start to pop up. So again, please feel free to reach out to me personally, and I would love to chat with you and answer any questions you might have. But thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.